In today's video, I was going to talk about what actually happened with my previous property and why we moved quite quickly out of there. However, I receive a lot of confrontational emails from certain people, and my mental health and my son's mental health has took a massive hit. And in today's video instead, I am going to tell you how this whole situation has affected me and my mental health, but I'm not actually going to talk about the property anymore. I'm going to leave it where it is because I don't think it's healthy for myself and my son to keep hashing it over and over and over. And more than anything now, I need to heal from what has happened. So I know a lot of people want to know exactly what happened, but for my mental health and my son's mental health, I don't really care about anybody else involved in this situation and what they're going through, because I need to focus on the priority. But I think it's best I just leave that where it is. However, I will talk about, now that I've moved, how it's affected me. So if you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one, and on this channel I talk everything mum life, saving, Christmas, and most recently I have moved house in less than 12 months twice, and it's been a bit of a roller coaster. And if you do know who I am and you have been on this channel for quite a while, you may have seen other videos explaining my story and the things that I've gone through in my life. And everybody has a story and everybody's trauma is different. My trauma in a nutshell was I lost my nephew. He was stillborn at 42 weeks. And that was just the most heartbreaking thing ever. My marriage ended when I was 6 months pregnant. I've been raising my child on my own ever since. I had to go through court cases with my ex-husband. My ex-husband and I are now in a fantastic place. There's plenty of videos on there about our co-parenting journey. We have worked really hard to get a great relationship together. I've also suffered an ED, which I had to recover from in 2020 all by myself. And generally, life just gives you a bit of a kick up the backside sometimes, doesn't it? Going through all of that, I have dealt with it all on my own. I've never had therapy. It's not something I want. It's a personal preference. A lot of people say therapy is good for you, and it probably is, but it just doesn't work for me. I am able to focus and do the inner work myself and always seem to come out the other side. I've never felt that I've needed or wanted therapy in all those situations that I've been in. However, with this situation, for the first time in my life, I did actually consider it. I actually considered therapy that I actually felt I needed. Every time I've gone and had a look at doing therapy, it's because other people have told me that I need it and I've listened to them. But this is the first time I ever felt that I actually may need therapy to get through this, because this has took a huge hit on my mental health, on my security, on my self-esteem, on my confidence. It took a hit on everything. And not only that, it also took a hit on my son as well. So without going into too much detail about what happened, there are plenty of videos explaining what was wrong with that property, my point of view, and only my point of view. The other people involved will have their point of view as well. Neither is right or wrong. It's our own opinion, which we're all entitled to. I feel that when I went in there to look at it, I had rose tinted glasses on. I thought we could make it a home for us. I thought I had free will of doing whatever I wanted in there. I thought that we could make a fresh start again, and just have a better journey and start a new adventure in our life. But the longer I stayed there, the more issues I saw, the more problems I seemed to come across, and the people that are responsible for doing it didn't do anything about it. I therefore took it further, and things escalated between us, and things got quite nasty and messy. There's been a lot of confrontational emails. There's been a lot of fear. In one email there was, we have been observing your house, which made me feel very unsafe. very self-conscious, felt like people were watching me all the time. Things that were wrong in the house were my fault, apparently. And even though environmental health came in and said that, yes, some of it is condensation, there was things that other people could have done to help the situation. So I did my part of what they've asked me to do, but the other part was not done at all, in my opinion, from my point of view. My son felt that every time he made a noise that he was going to upset someone and we were going to be kicked out. My son was too scared to go out in the garden in case he did something wrong and it was used against us. Even though I kept reassuring him that it wasn't true, he got that in his head and he started panicking. If we went out somewhere, went to visit my mum or my brother, or we were just out somewhere, he didn't want to go home. Because he didn't want to be there. I felt I couldn't have people around because I felt I was being watched. I felt I actually kept the blinds closed or downstairs because the fence panel could be lifted up and people could come through, and I was worried that somebody was going to come through and look inside the house, so the curtains were always closed. As soon as we got in, even no matter what time of day it was, we were closing the blinds so nobody could see us. And if something went wrong with the house, I used to have a panic attack and had to call my mum to calm me down, to contact the person I needed to contact to get it fixed, because I was too scared to contact them. When I was still living there, I feel like I was in fight or flight mode, so probably fight mode more than anything, and I just done what I had to do. But it's not since we've moved into this property, into a much more relaxed environment, and there was an issue that I had with one of the taps. So for some reason, when you lifted up the bathroom tap, the bath ran. I don't quite know why. So I just messaged my landlord and said, any reason this is happening? Am I doing something wrong? Can I help in any way? I messaged him that on the Friday. By the Monday, it was fixed. Because this landlord and the letting agent I'm going through is a very professional person. They get things done properly. They had a very airtight contract. The tenancy agreement was very long, and I read it 3 or 4 times before I accepted the property. But the fact that I panicked for about 3-4 hours, crying, sobbing on the phone to my mum, because I was scared that if I actually said anything to them, that I would actually get a lot of confrontation, I would be shouted at, I would have been made to feel like I was in the wrong, I would have been made to feel that I was stupid and I was just a single mum on her own, not knowing what I'm doing, basically feeling like I was a piece of rubbish on someone's shoe. That's how I was made to feel. I was made to feel that way in the last property that I was in by other people. And I just feel like that's how I was made to feel. I can't talk for them, but I can talk for me. I was made to feel that way. So there come a point where they wanted me out and I wanted out. And I wasn't going to go. I was going to stay to the end of my tenancy. However, one day, one of the neighbours come home and didn't do anything wrong. They just came home and shut their front door. And my son panicked. He just had this massive meltdown. He felt someone was going to come in and kick him out. He felt he was going to have to live on the street. He felt he had to go and live with his dad and not stay with me anymore. He panicked. And then I finally got him to sleep. And then that night I rang mum and said, I'm getting out. The next day, I think I called 15 different properties. 15 different properties in the space of an hour. And then the one that we're in now answered me first. I said, can I come and see it? And said, yep. I came and seen it 2 days later. And there and then I said, can I have it? I want it. And they said, yeah, absolutely. 2 weeks later, I got the keys to the property and I was out. Now, in that 2 weeks, I had to use my emergency fund to be able to pay a deposit and to pay a month's rent up front. Therefore, my funds took a bit of a hit. And now I'm in the process of replenishing that emergency fund. I needed to get out of that property as soon as possible. So what I decided to do after chatting to my mum is I moved in with my mum for about a week and a half. And then I moved from my mum's house then into this place. So in the space of 4 weeks, I moved house basically twice. So I moved from one property to my mum's house, and then I moved from my mum's house to this house. I had my brother that helped me move a bed and a mattress and a fridge freezer. And I had a friend of mine that helped me move the sofa and the washing machine. So other than that, I moved completely on my own. So my brother moved the bed and the mattress one day and then come back for the fridge freezer. And then my friend moved the washing machine one day and then came back for the sofa. And then that was it. Anything else that was moved, I moved myself. So I had to move it from one house to another, to my mum's, then from my mum's to here. I'm still got some stuff at my mum's house that I need to bring back here, but I'm getting there slowly. I'm trying to unpack a box, put it away, and then go and get another box rather than have like 1,000 boxes here. I've set up most of it by myself, and doing all of that as well as be a solo parent. And May and June and July time is really busy with school. You know, they have sports day, they have activities. It's just really busy time of year. So I had all that going on. My ex had a lot of commitments as well. So I had my son extra than I usually would. Also trying to run 3 different businesses, as well as trying to move house twice in 4 weeks. Life was a bit hectic. And it's not until I've actually got in here and I've settled that I've realised how much of an effect that entire situation has had on me. I feel broken. I feel absolutely broken. I feel in pieces. I'm jumpy. I'm terrified of everything. I'm terrified of talking to my landlord now. It's took a massive hit on my mental health, and it's took a massive hit on my son. Now, luckily, my son is so much happier here now. He is a whole different child. And I've had people say that my son is just back to his normal happy self again. And there are moments where he's still a little bit jumpy, but he's just happy. And that fills me with joy, because I know I've done the right thing by getting him out of a very bad situation. And I don't often say that, oh, I'm a really good mum. I think I'm a mum doing her best. But I think I did good there. I think I did good by getting him out into a much safer place. He loves it here. He absolutely loves it. We walked out of our front door the other day, and there were 2 squirrels playing just outside where our car is parked. And then we drove away. We had to leave early for a football thing, and we were driving out of our driveway, and there were magpies playing in the road. But the magpies hadn't fully formed their colour. So only their wings were the magpie black and white and like a shiny blue, isn't it? But their bodies were still grey. And I have never, ever seen that before. So we absolutely love it here. We love the area. We love it. It's calm. It's relaxed. It's definitely a place where we can heal. It's definitely a place where we can start a very brand new chapter of our life. And we are much happier already. So my son is brilliant. We've also met our neighbour who lives above us. She is lovely. She's fantastic with my son. She on the first night that we actually stayed here, she actually knocked on the door. We were like, and we both jumped. We were both terrified. I was like, who's that? And we got scared. Anyway, we opened the door very carefully. And it was only our neighbour above that actually brought me lilies and a bottle of wine, which was just so nice of her just to welcome me into the building. It was, it's just great. I just love it. I absolutely love it. This, as I said before in my previous video, this isn't our forever home, but it's definitely a home for the next 3 to 5 years where we can heal and we can restore ourselves and we can start a new chapter of our life. We're just so much happier. As for me, I have a lot of work to do. As I said, I don't like therapy. It's not something that's for me. And that's okay. Some people thrive in therapy. I don't. I like reading personal development books. I like watching personal development on YouTube. I like to sit with my feelings. I like to go for a walk and just clear my head and put my mind into a perspective. Try and look at it from every possible point of view. Put myself in their shoes accept it, and then be able to move on, let it go. I've done that when my ex broke up with me. I've done that when my nephew passed away. I've done that when I had an ED. I've done it so many times, but this one just feels like it's took a much bigger hit on me than it usually would. And I have a lot of work to do. So again, my books are coming out. I hate journaling. I absolutely hate journaling, but I'm considering just trying it, just to get all of this that's in my head and my heart out, because it's just not coming out. No matter how much I talk about it with my family, I just can't seem to release the pain that I've been caused. So I am thinking of journaling just to see if I can get it out of my system. Usually when my son goes to his dad, I usually work like all day, all night, I'm working. But what I'm going to do for the next few weeks is I'm actually not going to work when he's with his dad. Or I will work some of it, but not the whole day or not the whole night. And I'm actually going to start doing things that I love doing. Like, I'm a jigsaw person. Yes, I'm old and I don't care. I love sitting with a cheesy movie on doing a jigsaw puzzle. So I'm going to do some jigsaw puzzles. My bathroom is gorgeous and I feel completely safe. So I'm going to have a nice long hot soak in the bath. And I'm just going to do the things that I enjoy doing. My friend's birthday is coming up and I've been invited out for her birthday, which is lovely. A bit nervous of going because I haven't been out for a really long time, but I'm going to try and make the effort to go so that I can get out a little bit more. And I'm just going to try to be with me and reconnect with me again, and try and put this whole situation as a life lesson, experience, most of all to put it behind me so that I can move on with my life. Because life is just too short to keep holding on to things. And sometimes you've got to be like, do you know what? That's not how I wanted it to end. You know what? That's not really the outcome that I wanted. But sometimes you just got to let life teach you and just got to move forward anyway. And sometimes you just need to take the hit, don't you? And it's just everything. I always believe whatever don't kill you make you stronger. And there's always a lesson that you need to learn about yourself in every situation you go through. The question is, do you want to sit there and moan and play victim? Or do you want to do the deep work that you need to do to find out what the lesson was that you needed to learn so that you can start having a bit of a better life? I don't want to be a victim. I've never been a victim. I've told you my story. That doesn't make me a victim. This is what happened to me. And that's it. This is what happened in this situation. And now it's time for me to figure out what the lesson is that I needed to learn about myself so I can work on it, I can fix it, I can let it go, and then I can move on with my life. So that's what I'm going to do. I have put on a little bit of weight, stress eating, not eating enough healthy foods, not eating correctly. Just with everything that's been going on, it's been quick snacks or not eating at all, and I feel like I've gained a few pounds. So I'm back on my all that wellbeing journey I did just went out the window the last 4 weeks, but I can get back onto it again, apart from today when I was doing an ab workout and I twisted and I pulled all my intercostal muscles, which is all the muscles between your ribs. So I can barely breathe very well. I can breathe obviously because I'm talking to you, but I can't take a deep breath without it hurting. I've done this before. It takes a couple of days to heal, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I feel like cutting my finger and pulling my muscles is all down to stress, my mind being somewhere else and not being focused on what I'm actually doing, which is showing me that I'm focusing on the past, I'm focusing on what's coming in the future, and I'm not being present in the moment, and I need to ground myself again. So if you wanted to hear the story about what happened, I'm sorry that I've not been sharing it with you, but I honestly feel like it's time to put that to bed so that I can move forward with my life and I can get myself and my son starting to make new memories, new adventures, and just a whole new chapter of our life. Where I live is somewhere I've always wanted to live. I've always wanted to live in this particular area of the town I live in. And I'm here, I'm safe, I feel relaxed, I feel calm. Yes, I'm very emotional at the moment, but I am going to heal. and I am going to get through it because I've got through everything else in my life so far. If I can get through that, I can get through this too. So that's how I'm doing. That's the plan to move myself forward. I want to thank you for sharing this whole journey with me. It's been a roller coaster, it really has. But I think we're good here. I feel good here. And I think you know deep down, don't you? You have that feeling. And I've got a good feeling about this one. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. I will do more house videos as well. So as I get myself more settled, as I furnish the property a little bit more, I will do some show rounds of what I've been doing. Don't have to decorate anything. Nothing needs decorating. So it's literally me just furnishing things and designing my bedroom how I want it. Like I've got this beautiful mirror and I don't know where to put it right now. So I'll be doing some videos when I get my room done, when my son's room's done, and we'll go through that. So house videos will still be present, but no decorating. It's just going to be how I'm furnishing and making it feel more like a home. So if you like today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you think someone else will like it or it will help someone else, don't forget to hit that share as well. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a good morning, good day or good evening. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.